Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my cousin Katie, so let's get started. I first moisturize her lips and then take some cleanser, and this one is the micellar water from Garnier. And then I go in with some MAC Fix Plus to hydrate her skin. And to moisturize, I go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So while that sinks into the skin, I do start with the eyebrows first. I use the Highlight Brow Threesome Trio powder for the brows. So I take that on an angled brush and I use the darkest shade first and follow her natural brow shape, starting from the tail and then working my way up to the front of the brow with a lighter shade. This just makes the brows look more natural when it is gradient going from darkest to lightest, and this is how Katie prefers her eyebrows. And I'm so sorry guys about the lighting in this video, it does change quite a bit, but I couldn't help that. Then with my MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NC20, I take a flat concealer brush and carve out the brows, making them appear more sharp and neat, and if I had made any mistakes I can fix that with the concealer. To colour correct, I'm taking my Inoxa Creamy Concealer palette and then using the shade Apricot under her eyes to cancel out any darkness. I always take a damp beauty blender to blend out any cream concealers, and then I do take the green shade from that palette and also colour correct a few little red spots around Katie's mouth. Then to prime her face, I am taking the L'Oreal Base Magique Smoothing Primer. This is my favourite. After I let the primer settle into her skin, I take a damp beauty blender and apply her foundation. I did this off camera and used the Kryolan Cream Super Color Foundation, and I mix about 3 shades to match my client's skin tones. And to prime her eyelids today, I use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Tan Light. And as always, you do need to set the concealer down, so I use Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. Now to highlight Katie's brow bone, I take the Virgin shade from the Naked One palette and just apply that with a really small shader brush. And for crease shade, I'm taking Buck from the same Naked palette and then brushing that in her crease with a fluffy brush. So just going back and forth with that brush, and you just want to take your time with this and make sure it is blended out, so you want it to be seamless. I do that on both sides, and then I do switch up the brushes from a fluffier brush to this one, and you'll see what I'm doing here. So I'm taking the Zoeva brush. This one is the 228 Luxe Crease brush, and it is perfect to blend out the crease. So I'm just taking a warmer shade now, and this is Cocoa Bear, and on a Makeup Geek brush, this is the outer V brush, I'm just sweeping that in her outer V area, just going back and forth, build up the intensity that I like, and I do that on the other side also, and then I'll go back in with my fluffy brushes once again and blend and blend and blend and blend. Next shade is Maca from Makeup Geek, surprise surprise, and taking that on a small pencil brush, this one's by Sigma, and I do just brush that along her lash line and build up the intensity. want to go back in with your fluffy brush and make sure there's no harsh lines as you're going, just to keep it all smooth and blended. For the lid, I start with Hipster from Makeup Geek on a flat shader brush, and this one didn't come out very opaque. I took my Naked palette and used the shade Smog, and then I just applied that with a flat shader brush, and I just built that up until I was happy with the opacity, and this turned out quite bronzy but also a little bit darker than I expected. Then I took the shade Sidecar and applied that on the inner corner, and touched up her brow bone highlight with Virgin again. Now to conceal under the eyes, I just take a Real Techniques brush and use the Fit Me concealer again. I apply that with a brush and then I do blend that out with a damp beauty blender. Sorry, I keep mixing up my words. And then, yeah, just building up the concealer until I like the coverage. To bake, I just use the Face of Australia translucent loose powder and use that on the damp beauty blender. So I decided to use this bronzing primer by Bourjois, I think it's called, and bronzing up her cheeks and also on her forehead with this product, and I'm stippling that in with the brush. So once it's applied how I like it, then I'm going to take the beauty blender again and then blend it in. Now I take the translucent powder again and bake her forehead, down her nose and on her chin. To set that bronzer in place, I go in with a Real Techniques blush brush and the shade Shadow Play from my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. To set the rest of Katie's face, I use the MAC Studio Fix powder in NC40 on a fluffy brush. I sort of just press this in, and I also blend out any harsh lines with that one and take another Real Techniques brush and then wipe away that bake. Just to highlight under the eyes a little more, I'm taking Lyric and Levitation from the Shade and Light palette, pushing that in under the eyes with the Real Techniques setting brush. Then I'm adding some glow to the face with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Global Glow. For blush, I'm taking MAC's Melba blush and applying that to the apples of the cheeks with my Bobbi Brown blush brush. I'm going back in with the shade Buck from my Naked palette and on the small pencil brush, just applying that under the lash line. I cause myself away. So this makeup look today is inspired by Kylie Jenner. She's always doing like a natural bronzy eye look, matte skin, and then a sort of a nude pinky matte lip. I think the eyes turned out a little bit too dark, but I really liked how it turned out, and yeah. I went in with Cocoa Bear on the pencil brush and smoked that out, and then I took a fluffy brush and blended it all out. I'm now taking Corrupt from the Makeup Geek palette and using that on a small brush and taking that above the lash line, smoking it out on the outer V and sort of making a wing with this shadow. If you're going to be using a black shadow, it's better to use this before you apply your concealer under the eyes. Going back in with that pencil brush and just making sure that it is nice and smoked out. If you want to amp up the look a little, just add falsies or even a liquid liner, but I wanted to keep this sort of smoky and nice glam for the daytime. So curling the lashes, and then I apply a mascara off camera. Then I took the True Brown K lip liner from Kylie's Lip Kit, used this as a eyeliner in her waterline, and I actually saw this on a tutorial by Makeup by Ariel on Kylie Jenner. For her lips, I take the Napoleon lip liner in Pink Slip, outline her lips with the pencil, and then I go in with a lip brush and then apply Leggy Peggy by Harlot Cosmetics all over the lips. So after I applied the liquid lipstick and let it dry, I thought that it needed to be lightened up a little bit, so I took Myth and then applied that with a brush in the center of the lips. Then I spray Max Fix Plus all over to set the face, and this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. Forgetting who I am, forgetting where I'm coming from. Feels like the only time you see me is when you turn your head to the side and look at me differently. Is when you turn your head to the side and look at me differently.